All right, you guys, let's talk about keeping the passion alive in a long-term relationship. And actually, that's kind of a challenge. Esther Perel explains the reason why, because we have these opposites of novelty and passion with familiarity and intimacy. So a lot of people get into relationships wanting all of it, but it's really hard because the newness drives the passion, the distance, the not knowing the other, the curiosity, the getting to know someone, going into the unknown, going into an adventure. You don't really know what's going to happen. It's unfamiliar, it's novel. That's where the passion comes from. But most people in a relationship, they want security, they want comfort, and that is the opposite. The security and the comfort are the opposite of passion, the familiarity. And it kind of starts when you move in together. But there are other things that kill the passion, such as caretaking. If you're caretaking your partner or you feel responsible for their emotions or you're in mothering mode, that'll kill it also. But now, how can you keep some passion alive? I think it really has to do with keeping space in your togetherness. Keeping spaces in your togetherness so you're not doing everything together. You have your own time apart. Your spouse gets out of the house and you have just time alone. Or you get out of the house. You have your own interests. You have your own friends. You have your own hobbies. You have your own spiritual time. You have your own me time. And what this does, it creates the distance so that when you come together again, wow, I'm so happy to see you. And not only that, you're coming together again as a new person because these conversations you had, and these experiences you've had, and these insights you have changed you. So you're not the same person. I think that if a couple just does everything together and they don't have any new experiences, I don't see how there's any juiciness for passion or desire to grow. I remember listening to Esther Perel talk about asking people when they found their partner most attractive or most sexy. And it would be something the woman would say, oh, when I just sit there watching him play with the kids. Or he might say, when I watch her talking with her friends, or when I watch her doing the gardening that she's so into. So you see your partner from afar doing something that they love and enjoy, and you're from afar. That can make them very attractive. They're happy with what they're doing. There's a bridge to cross. And I think that when people are up to something, they're constantly rejuvenating themselves to become more attractive. So I think another thing that really helps is kind of the mindset of, I am going to discover you new. Every time you come together with this person, with your partner, have this mindset of, I'm going to discover you anew, because you are new. You're not the same person you were from yesterday, so I'm not going to bring all my baggage from yesterday into today, because you're new and I'm new. So let's start fresh from this moment. What do we want to create? What is possible? Who are you now in front of me at this moment? I'm not going to remember that you were the guy who yesterday who left his clothes all over the floor and didn't care. Let's start new from this moment, or if there's something in the way, let's have a conversation and clear the air. But to come together in newness each time is kind of a practice, I think. And having, I think for people who want a lot of passion, I think they have to be willing to give themselves a lot of space, and enough space and distance from each other, so that when they come back together, they're excited to see each other again and they want to connect, on a level of like, I'm so happy to see you again. I think for other people, their libido is such, or their desire for each other is like the strong magnetic desire that's so strong, like it never dies. I don't know. But I think certainly, there's this tug and pull between familiarity and comfort and novelty and passion. And that's one of the areas that Esther Perel navigates so well. And she talks about the reason that people have affairs is because they're wanting that novelty. They don't have that with their partner anymore. They want some novelty, some passion. They want to feel like go on a new adventure. They want to discover a lost part of themselves. But, I still think that there could be a way to discover those parts of ourselves in relationship without feeling like a relationship has to be a prison or a trap, or that we're owned by someone or controlled by someone, that we can't be who we really are. And to the extent that we can't be who we really are, a relationship is going to feel trapping, and that will damp the desire. So I guess it's complicated, but I just want to make this video because someone in the comments had made a comment. One of the ladies who watches my videos, about this real thing, about her relationship, that she is aware of that trade-off between passion and comfort, and she rather has the comfort. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. I'm just wondering to also in her thoughts on this video and how, if there are ways, because she did say when her husband comes back from a trip, she feels more desire for him. So I thought that was just a good video to make. And I also am a person who likes a lot of space and a lot of alone time. And that was a reason that I was able, I think, to maintain desire in my marriage for so long for this man, because we weren't together all the time. We had our own space. But for me, what killed it a lot were the resentments. And that was me not realizing back then how to deal with them, about boundaries and letting go and just being in relationships that feel loving and all of that I've learned since then. I've learned so much since then. That's why I like to make these videos and share with you guys, so you don't have to go through all the pain that I went through. Like, you can just shortcut your way through and be like, does this relationship feel good to me? Do I want to be in this relationship? If not, let me have a conversation with this person and share with them how I feel and where I stand and what I would like to change, and see how they respond. That takes some courage. I didn't even know I could have that conversation. I was so committed to my marriage, I didn't ever even think about divorce. It never even crossed my mind. It didn't until like right before I did it. I was just blind to, that I had any power to change it other than trying to get him to change. I kept trying to get him to change instead of realizing that I could just leave. I don't know. It's just a lot of topics that have come up in relationships. So thanks you guys for watching my video, and have a great Saturday.